We know that there's 300 families across this country that have lost children to this. We know that kids are carriers. The fact that we're now going down to age 12 with Pfizer through the EUA, this is literally a historic moment.
That was pediatric care physician Michael Anderson on that major announcement just tonight from the FDA. On Wednesday, the CDC's advisory committee will review the data, could give a final green light for emergency use of this Pfizer vaccine in children 12 to 15. And if that happens, shots could start going into children's arms as early as Thursday of this week. A lot to talk about. Here with us again tonight, Dr. Nahid Bhadillia, an infectious disease physician, medical director of the Special Pathogens Unit up at Boston University School of Medicine. Doctor, how big a deal is this? And since we have a lot of parents up watching with us tonight, what is the overarching initial advice to parents?
Yeah, Brian, this is news that we were expecting, given the fact that, Pfizer's completed and released top-line data that this was the effectiveness had held out. In their study of 2,300 kids, they saw 16 cases in the placebo arm and 0 cases in children between 12 to 15. So that's 100% efficacy right there in the trial. So it's likely that, if the advisory committee for CDC meets on Wednesday, as early as Thursday, you may see these vaccines getting rolled out. It's important for children because we are seeing these new variants that are more transmissible. There's a concern about whether it's affecting a larger group of people because of that, but because children are part of our population. And this is one more step to how we get more of us vaccinated so we can get to a point where we can achieve community level immunity and bring those cases down.
I want to read for you from social media today. This is the great public health expert, Dr. Jha, up at Brown University. He writes this: "We were stuck at 70,000 cases a day for a long time. In mid-April, cases started falling. It took 10 days to go from 70,000 to 60,000. 8 days later, we were at 50,000 a day. It's been 6 days. We're about to drop below 40,000. Soon we'll get to 30,000. This is exponential decay, and it's a good thing." So, Doctor, referring back to your first answer, is the only thing that can get in the way of this welcome downturn variance and hesitancy at this point?
And I got even some more good news on that front, Brian. For the most part, all the variants of concern that we have so far and the data that we have, at least limited data in some cases in the laboratory, in some cases real world data and clinical data, it seems like vaccines will still protect against severe disease, at least the ones that we know right now. So it really is hesitancy. What we want to avoid is a lot of people in groups together that are all vulnerable. That's what's going to allow, the transmission of this disease to continue. And you're seeing that trend develop because you're seeing entire states, entire communities have that vulnerability together because they're all turning down vaccines, right? Hesitancy seems to be traveling geographically and in people who have the same sort of belief structure and potential political belief structure is what we've seen from surveys. And so that's the concern, is that even if we achieve high levels of immunity in many states, if you have pockets of people who are vulnerable, the transmission will continue.
Can you even afford to think about the following hypothetical? And that is, as we look back on this pandemic, and hopefully that bright light at the end of the tunnel is real, what would have happened if we had just left it in the hands of science and medicine? If politics had never gone anywhere near it, if it had never been called a hoax, if there wasn't denialism, if mask wearing hadn't become politicized, how much better off would we have made it through?
I mean, it's hard to know, but I think there are a lot of people in my field who would say this hasn't made a huge impact. I think that moving forward, one of the things that we know, since you and I last spoke about politics and pandemic preparedness, the Biden camp has declared that they're going to look into this, a working group of how we keep politics out of pandemic preparedness. And I think that's important. Moving forward, though, I think moving ahead, the big item on our thing of getting the world back to normal is going to be vaccine equity. It's going to be not just vaccine equity within our country, but to keep ourselves safe and to keep those variants from developing elsewhere, the vaccine equity of getting these vaccines to everywhere else. And we can do this. Brian, there's a Brookings report that says by the end of this year, the U.S. is going to have almost 1 billion doses of vaccines in surplus. And that's accounting for when we've covered all our population and held reserves for multiple large cities. And so we have to start looking outward as both as a humanitarian imperative, but also to keep ourselves safe.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.